Israel announces 6-hour window for Gazans fleeing south, as troops gather near border. Israel's military has announced a 6-hour window for Palestinians to flee south along specified streets within Gaza, as tens of thousands leave their homes following a stark evacuation order ahead of a possible Israeli ground assault. The Israel Defense Forces, IDF, warned more than 1 million residents in northern Gaza to evacuate on Friday, as it massed troops and military equipment at the border, and continued bombarding the territory with relentless airstrikes in response to the deadly October 7 attacks by Islamist militant group Hamas. The IDF claimed Hamas leaders had already taken measures to protect themselves from strikes in the area. It's unclear what caused the widespread devastation. The explosion occurred on Salah al-Din Street on Friday afternoon. Roads were filled with snaking lines of vehicles strapped with suitcases and mattresses. Some have stayed put regardless, telling CNN they felt nowhere was safe. When asked by CNN whether the evacuation order suggested an impending ground incursion, Conricus said the IDF would assess the situation on the ground and see how many civilians are left in the area. Once we see that the situation will be permissible for significant combat operations, then they will commence. Forcing scared and traumatized civilians, including women and children, to move from one densely populated area to another, without even a pause in the fighting and without humanitarian support, is dangerous and outrageous, he added, warning it would bring catastrophic humanitarian consequences. In response, Israel's ambassador to the UN said on Friday the government is doing all that we can to minimize civilian casualties by issuing the evacuation order, and accused the UN of not wanting Israel to defend itself.